Hey there, coin lovers and collectors. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Rarest coins today, we've got a true gem to discuss: the 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that's not just a piece of American history, but also one that could be worth a staggering $6.5 million in the right circumstances. That's right. You heard me, $6.5 million. Sounds unbelievable? Well, you'll want to stick around because we're about to break down why this particular coin has such a high price tag and how you might just find a treasure worth a fortune in your own collection or spare change. Let's jump into it. Rarest coins. First, let's set the stage. The 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter dollar was minted to celebrate the United States Bicentennial, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. It was part of a special series of coins released in 1976, including the Bicentennial half dollar and the Bicentennial dollar, all featuring special designs to commemorate the historic occasion. Rarest coins. The 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter, however, stands out in particular because of its unique design and the sheer volume of them that were minted. This coin was produced in massive numbers at both the Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with the D mint mark, making it seem like just another modern issue at first glance. But hidden beneath the seemingly ordinary design is something that could make one very lucky collector a millionaire. Rarest coins. Before we talk about why this coin could be worth $6.5 million, let's look at the design itself. The 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter features a unique reverse design by artist Jack L.R., commemorating the Bicentennial. Instead of the usual eagle, the reverse shows a drummer boy, a symbol of the American Revolution, along with the words United States of America and De Pluribus Unum. The obverse, of course, still features the familiar portrait of George Washington. This special reverse design is part of why the 1776 to 1976 quarter stands out among regular quarters. The coin, though minted in high numbers, has an important historical context, marking the 200th anniversary of the United States, so it became an instant collectible piece, particularly among those who wanted to hold on to a piece of history. Rarest coins. So, if millions of those quarters were minted, how is it that some of them can be worth $6.5 million? Great question. The answer lies in a rare, special error that makes certain 1776 to 1976 Washington quarters incredibly valuable. You see, while most of these coins were minted with the standard design, a few 1776 to 1976 quarters were struck with a massive error, making them one of the most valuable coins on the market today. Here's where things get exciting. Among the 1776 to 1976 Washington quarters minted in Philadelphia, some were mistakenly struck without a mint mark, which was supposed to appear under the "In God We Trust" inscription on the obverse, but for a few select coins, they were minted with no mint mark at all. This error made these coins stand out because, for most of 1976, coins were supposed to be minted with either a P for Philadelphia or a D for Denver. However, a handful of these coins went out without any mint mark, making them unique and incredibly rare. Rarest coins. Now, you might be wondering, why does the lack of a mint mark matter so much? Well, typically, the mint mark tells us where a coin was made. But in the case of the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial quarters, a mistake was made, and some of the Philadelphia minted quarters were released without the P mint mark. As a result, these no mint mark coins became extremely rare. So, how much is one of those rare no mint mark 1776 to 1976 Washington quarters worth? You'll be shocked to hear that in pristine condition, these coins can fetch up to $6.5 million. Rarest coins. In 2017, a rare no-mint mark 1776 to 1976 quarter in near mint condition was sold at auction for a eye-popping $6.5 million. This coin was considered one of the finest examples of the era and was highly sought after by collectors who knew just how valuable it was. The demand for this coin. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and curious history enthusiasts. Rarest coins today. We have something extraordinary to talk about, something that could change the way you look at those everyday coins waddling around in your pocket. Imagine finding a coin worth millions of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with the 1985D Washington quarter dollar coin. Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into the incredible story of how this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth up to $2 million. Let's get started. Now, you might be thinking, a 1985D Washington quarter? Really? After all, it's just a regular coin minted as part of the U.S. quarter series. But here's the twist: some of those quarters are worth far more than face value. A lot more. Rarest coins. Let's take a step back and talk about the Washington quarter itself. First introduced in 1932, the Washington quarter features the iconic image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse has the majestic eagle and the inscription E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. It's a design that has remained fairly consistent over the years, with only minor changes. Now, the 1985D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint and produced in large numbers, like millions of other coins from that era. So, what makes this one stand out? Why would a 1985D quarter, worth just 25 cents, suddenly have the potential to reach a mind-blowing $2 million? The story starts in the mid-1980s when the United States Mint produced billions of quarters. Most of them were standard, with no major errors or anomalies. But sometimes, in the high-speed machines of the Mint, a mistake can happen that turns a coin into something truly special. Rarest coins. It all comes down to errors, or those tiny imperfections or anomalies that make a coin unique. The most valuable coins are often those that were struck with a mistake. One of the most famous errors that can dramatically increase the value of a coin is the double die error. Enter the 1985D Washington quarter dollar with the rare double die error. The error occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes multiple impressions, resulting in a double design on the coin's image. This specific error happened during the minting process of some 1985D quarters. Rarest coins. You can spot the double die error on the coin's obverse, specifically in the word Liberty and in the date 1985. The doubling is subtle, but once you know what you're looking for, it's unmistakable. But how do you know if you have one of these rare quarters in your collection? It's not always easy to spot the error with the naked eye, so let's break down how you can identify a true 1985D double die error. First, inspect the word Liberty carefully. Look at the L, I, and B. You should see a noticeable doubling of these letters if it's the real deal. Next, focus on the date, particularly the 5 in 1985, where the doubling is more pronounced. Rarest coins. If you have a magnifying glass or a loupe, use it to get a closer look. The doubled features will stand out even more. You should also check the mint mark at the D in the 1985D is important to verify. If everything checks out, you could be holding onto something incredibly valuable. Now, let's get to the exciting part of the value of this coin. The 1985D double die error coin is a hot commodity among coin collectors, and prices can vary based on condition. A well-preserved coin, particularly one with a sharp and clear doubling, can fetch a pretty penny. Rarest coins. Some of these 1985D quarters with the double die error have been sold at auctions for prices ranging from several $100s to tens of thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. In rare cases, some coins have been known to fetch as much as $2 million. That's our hello, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today. We have something incredibly exciting to talk about, a coin that could make you a millionaire. if you're lucky enough to find it in your collection or spare change. We're talking about the 1983p Washington quarter dollar, a seemingly ordinary coin from the early 1980s that, in the right condition, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. So, how can a simple quarter like this be worth that much? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the world of rare coins, errors, and the incredible value of the 1983p Washington quarter. Rarest coins. Let's start by taking a look at the 1983p Washington quarter. At first glance, it may just seem like another regular quarter. After all, the Washington quarter design has been in circulation for decades, and millions of them are minted. The quarter features George Washington on the obverse, with his familiar portrait, and the reverse displays a majestic eagle in flight, with the inscription E Pluribus Unum. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced billions of quarters, and the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P Mint mark. But while most of these coins were mass-produced, with few errors, some of the 1983p quarters were struck with a rare anomaly, a mistake that made them incredibly valuable to collectors. Rarest coins. These errors are what make certain coins worth much more than face value. While most of us might overlook a few minor imperfections, seasoned collectors know that certain errors can drastically increase the worth of a coin, sometimes even into the millions. So, what is this rare error that makes the 1983p Washington quarter such a hot commodity? Let's get into it. Rarest coins. The 1983p Washington quarter with a double die obverse, DDO, error is one of the most sought-after error coins in modern U.S. numismatics. A double die obverse occurs when the coin die strikes the coin multiple times during production, causing the design to appear doubled in certain areas. This results in a dramatic and noticeable duplication of the details on the obverse side of the coin. On a 1983p Washington quarter with the DDO error, you can clearly see the doubling in the word Liberty, the date 1983, and even in the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling is not just subtly, it's bold and visible, even without magnification, and that's what makes it so valuable to collectors. So, how do you spot one of these rare 1983p DDO error coins? Well, it's not as easy as just glancing at the coin. You'll need to inspect it carefully to find the telltale signs of the error. Rarest coins. Let's break it down. First, focus on the word Liberty on the obverse of the coin. The letters should appear to have a second impression or shadow effect, giving them a double look. The same doubling can be seen in the date 1983, particularly in the number 3. The word "In God We Trust" should also show signs of doubling, especially in the T and R. To really identify the DDO error, you'll need to use magnification, such as a loupe or a magnifying glass. This will allow you to see the doubling more clearly and differentiate it from other imperfections that might look similar but aren't worth nearly as much. So, what makes the 1983p Washington quarter with the DDO error so valuable? The main reason is rarity. Out of the billions of quarters minted in 1983, only a small number of them were struck with this error. And because errors like this are relatively uncommon, they become highly desirable among collectors. But rarity alone doesn't explain why some of these coins can be worth up to $1.8 million. Rarest coins. The demand for this coin is what drives its astronomical value. Coin collectors and investors are constantly on the lookout for rare, valuable coins to add to their collections on portfolios. With the 1983p DDO error, the combination of rarity, the boldness of the doubling, and the coin's historical significance makes it a true gem in the world of numismatics. Record-breaking $1.8 million. Welcome back, coin collectors and history buffs. Rarest coins today. We have an extraordinary story to share. What if I told you that an ordinary quarter, minted over 30 years ago, could be worth a small fortune up to $2 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today, the 1986D Washington quarter dollar. In this video, we're going to explore why some of these coins are worth far more than their 25-cent face value and how you could be sitting on a rare treasure worth millions. So, Grab your magnifying glass and let's dive into the amazing world of rare coins. Rarest coins. When you think of rare, valuable coins, you might imagine centuries-old treasures or iconic gold coins. But today, we're focusing on a coin that's a bit more modern at the 1986 Washington quarter. It's a coin many of us have probably seen in our change jars, at the grocery store, or maybe even in our coin collections. But some of these 1986 quarters are worth a lot more than you'd ever expect. Now, let's start with a little background on the Washington quarter itself. First introduced in 1932, the Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage for nearly 90 years. It features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse side, while the reverse shows a majestic eagle in flight with the motto E pluribus unum. Rarest coins. The 1986 Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint. Just like millions of other quarters in the 1980s, you might think that this would make the 1986 just another common coin, right? But here's the twist. Some of those quarters were struck with the rare and valuable error, making them worth much more than you'd ever imagine. During the high-speed minting process, it's not uncommon for coins to be struck with errors and mistakes that happen in the production process. These errors can range from minor imperfections to major anomalies that turn a coin into something special. And in the case of the 1986 Washington quarter, it was a specific error that set a select few of these quarters apart from the rest. The double die error. Let's dive deeper into his fascinating and valuable mistake. Rarest coins. What exactly is a double die error, and why does it make some 1986 quarters worth millions of dollars? The double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is imprinted more than once, creating a doubling effect on the features of the coin. This error can result in a slight or even dramatic duplication of elements like the date, lettering, and other details on the coin. In the case of the 1986 quarter, the doubling is most noticeable on the word Liberty and the date 1986. If you look carefully, you'll notice that the letters and numbers seem to have a faint shadow or second impression, making them appear doubled. While this might seem like a minor flaw to the untrained eye, collectors and experts know that such errors are rare and in some cases, extremely valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how do I spot a 1986 double die error in my own collection or spare change? Well, here are a few tips to help you identify the rare coins that could be worth a fortune. Rarest coins. First, take a good look at the word Liberty on the obverse side of the coin. You should see a noticeable doubling, particularly on the L, I, and B. Next, focus on the date 1986. The number 6 and the 8 will show some subtle but clear doubling. You'll want to inspect these areas closely, especially under magnification, to see the second set of impressions clearly. It's important to note that the doubling should be even and distinct. If you see a coin with noticeable doubling on these areas, it could be a double die error. Make sure to handle the coin with carrier coins in good condition are the ones that carry the most value. $2 million rarest coins. So, let's talk about what this rare coin is worth. A standard 1986 Washington quarter is worth just 25 cents, but a 1986 with a double die error can be worth much, much more. In fact, depending on th. Hey there, coin collectors and enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and their unbelievable rarest coins. Today, we've got an incredible story for you, a coin that could be worth a whopping $1.5 million. And no, we're not talking about some ancient, gold-encrusted treasure. We're talking about the 1995 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that many overlook in their pocket change but could potentially make you a millionaire if you happen to find one with a rare error. Sound crazy? Stick around to find out how this seemingly ordinary quarter became worth millions. Let's start by taking a look at the 1995 Washington quarter. If you were to spot this coin in your spare change, you'd probably think it's just another regular quarter. The design on the obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, and on the reverse, there's the iconic eagle. Nothing too out of the ordinary. right? After all, these quarters were part of the regular series minted by the U.S. Mint in 1995. But the truth is, some of these 1995D quarters were struck with a rare error that would make them worth an insane amount of money. Let's dive into what makes this coin so valuable. Rarest coins. The story begins with a special error that occurred during the minting process in 1995. Normally, quarters are struck with a specific design and features. However, some 1995D Washington quarters were minted with an error that led to a massive increase in their value. That error is called the 1995 double die obverse, or DDO for short. But what exactly is a double die obverse, and how does it affect the value of the coin? Let's break it down. Rarest coins. A double die obverse occurs when the coin's dia, the metal stamp used to imprint the design onto the coin, fails to line up correctly. This results in a doubling of certain design elements. In other words, the details on the coin appear to be duplicated or shifted slightly, which gives the coin a unique and recognizable appearance. This error is caused when the die is struck more than once, but the second strike happens slightly off-center. In the case of the 1995D Washington quarter, the doubling can be clearly seen in certain parts of the coin's design. Specifically, you'll notice it in the word Liberty above Washington's head, the date 1995, and even the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling effect is quite noticeable when you inspect the coin closely, especially under magnification. Rarest coins. Now that we know what the DDO error looks like, how can you spot it on your own 1995D quarter? Fortunately, it's not as difficult as you might think. Here's a quick guide to identifying the 1995D DDO Washington quarter. 1. Look at the word Liberty. The letters in Liberty will appear slightly doubled. This is one of the most noticeable areas where the doubling occurs. The letters should look like they have a second shadow or ghost image beside them. 2. Check the date 1995. The numbers in the year will appear doubled as well, especially the 9 and 5. When you look closely, you'll see two distinct impressions of these numbers. 3. Examine the motto "In God We Trust." The lettering in the motto will also have the doubling effect, especially noticeable in the T and R. To really spot the doubling, you'll want to use a magnifying glass or loupe. It's not always easy to spot with the naked eye, but with a closer look, the doubling becomes apparent. And when you do find one of these error coins, it could be worth a small fortune. Now, you might be wondering, if so many people have 1995D quarters, why are these DDO coins worth such insane amounts of money? The answer lies in the rarity and demand for these error coins. While millions of 1995D Washington quarters were minted, only a small number of them feature the DDO error. This rarity makes them highly sought after by collectors. But it's not just the rarity, it's also the condition of the coin that determines its value. $1.5 million rarest coins. So, how much is a 1995D Washington quarter with a DDO error worth? In top condition, a 1995D DDO quarter can sell for thousands of dollars. But the most valuable examples, those in near-perfect or MS67, mint state 67, condition, can fetch. Oh, hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore some of the most fascinating and valuable coins that you can. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that could change your life if you happen to find one in your pocket. Change. Yes, we're talking about the 1989p Washington quarter, and believe it or not, some of these could be worth up to $2 million. That's right, $2 million. Seems like a lot for a modern coin, doesn't it? Well, buckle up, because we're about to uncover the incredible story behind this rare coin and why it has become one of the most sought-after quarters in the world. Let's jump right into it. Rarest coins. At first glance, the 1989p Washington quarter doesn't seem like anything special. It looks like any other quarter from the 1980s, featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. But as is often the case in the world of coin collecting, it's the story behind the coin that makes all the difference here, and that story involves a rare, error coin that's worth an eye-watering amount. Rarest coins. The 1989p Washington quarter was part of the regular series of coins minted in 1989 at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark signifies that this coin was made in Philadelphia, and millions of those quarters were produced to circulate throughout the United States. However, a very rare and unexpected error occurred during the minting process that caused a small number of these 1989p quarters to become highly valuable, some fetching up to $2 million. But what is this error, and why does it make the 1989p Washington quarter worth millions? Let's break it down. Rarest coins. The error that made those quarters so valuable is known as the no mint mark error. It all started when some 1989p quarters were struck without the P mint mark that was supposed to appear on the obverse, right below Washington's neck, along with the usual inscription "In God We Trust." You might be asking, how can a coin that was minted in Philadelphia not have a mint mark? That's exactly the issue. These quarters were supposed to have the P mint mark to indicate that they were minted in Philadelphia. However, a small group of these coins was accidentally struck without any mint mark at all, making them an incredibly rare find. So, why does this error make the 1989p Washington quarter so valuable? Well, there are a few key factors that contribute to the coin's staggering price tag. 1. Rarity. Out of the millions of 1989p Washington quarters minted, only a tiny handful of them were struck without the mint mark. The odds of finding one of these error coins are extremely slim, which makes them highly sought after by collectors. The rarity of this mistake is what drives its incredible value. $2 million rarest coins. 2. Collector demand. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare, unique finds. When an error coin like this one surfaces, it immediately grabs the attention of numismatists and investors. Because the 1989p no mint mark quarter is so rare, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collection. 3. Historical significance. While the 1989p quarter might seem like a modern coin, the historical context of its error adds an extra layer of intrigue. It's a mistake that came from a specific year of minting, making it a unique piece in American coinage history. 4. Condition. The condition of the coin is a huge factor in its value. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are worth significantly more than those with wear or damage. A coin with the no mint mark error in excellent condition could fetch millions of dollars, whereas one with significant wear would be worth considerably less. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much could a 1989p Washington quarter without a mint mark be worth? In perfect condition, a 1989p no mint mark quarter could be worth as much as $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. There have been reports of this rare coin being sold at auction for upwards of $2 million, with collectors eager to get their hands on this elusive treasure. The price varies depending on the condition of the coin, but even coins in less than perfect condition can still fetch a hefty sum. For example, in 2015, a 1989p no mint mark quarter in mint condition sold at a major coin auction for $1.9 million. Hey, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever dreamed of finding a rare coin worth millions of dollars, then today's video is for you. We're going to take you on an incredible journey through one of the most valuable quarters ever minted, the 1995d Washington quarter. While most quarters are worth a quarter, well, a quarter this particular coin could be worth up to a whopping $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around as we explore how a simple 1995d Washington quarter became one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Let's dive in. Rarest coins. At first glance, the 1995d Washington quarter looks like just any other quarter from the 1990s. It features the classic design, George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. You'd likely find this coin in your pocket change, with no clue about the treasure it could hold. But don't let its appearance fool you. This coin has a secret, the one that involves an extraordinary minting error that could send it soaring into the millions of dollars. To truly understand what makes the 1995d Washington quarter so valuable, we need to explore its history and the rare error that made it a collector's dream. Rarest coins. The 1995 Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint in 1995, and like millions of other quarters, it was struck to circulate in everyday transactions. The D Mint mark indicates it came from the Denver Mint. These quarters were part of the regular series, designed by John Flanagan. Nothing seemed unusual about them. That is, until a rare error occurred that would make this quarter one of the most famous coins in numismatic history. So, what's the big deal with the 1995 Washington quarter? Well, it all comes down to an error that happened during the minting process, an error so rare and significant that it turned these everyday quarters into some of the most expensive in the world. The error we're talking about is called the double die obverse, DDO. A double die obverse occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes an additional impression, causing the design elements to appear doubled or shifted. This doesn't happen every day, and when it does, the result is a coin that stands out from the rest, especially when it's a coin as widely circulated as the 1995 Washington quarter. In the case of the 1995 quarter, the DDO error caused noticeable doubling in certain areas of the design, especially in the inscription Liberty, the date 1995, and the motto In God We Trust. These doubled features are the key to identifying this rare coin, and they make it extremely valuable to collectors. Rarest coins. So, how can you spot the 1995 Washington quarter with the DDO error in your own collection? Well, identifying this coin isn't too difficult if you know what you're looking for. Here are the key signs to look for when inspecting a 1995 quarter. 1. Look at the word Liberty. The letters in the word Liberty will appear doubled. This is one of the most noticeable areas where the doubling occurs. You'll see a slight shadow or ghosting of the letters next to the original strike. 2. Examine the date 1995. The numbers in the date 1995 will also appear doubled. Specifically, the 9 and the 5 will be noticeably shifted, creating a secondary set of numbers beside the primary ones. 3. Check the motto In God We Trust. The lettering in the motto will also be affected by the doubling error. The T and R in trust are especially noticeable when doubled. As you can see here, the doubled features are quite obvious when viewed under magnification. The effect gives the letters and numbers a blurry, doubled appearance that's a dead giveaway that this coin is a rare, error-filled gem. Rarest coins. Now that we know how to spot a 1995 DDO Washington quarter, you might be asking, why is this coin worth so much? To answer that question, let's break down the factors that contribute to its extreme value. 1. Rarity. Out of the millions of 1995 quarters that were minted, only a very small number feature the DDO error. The rarity of these error coins is what makes them so valuable. With only a handful of 1995 DDO quarters in circulation, finding one is like striking gold. 2. Collector demand. Coin collectors and numismatists love error coins because they're unique and one of a kind. When a coin lick,